Welcome to the Drastic Results with Toni Harris Taylor show.
To go to another level, you must try to learn and hear something new. So make a change today. So don't procrastinate and see your business grow and change. So check out Drastic Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor. Toni Harris Taylor. Drastic Results, oh yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor. Yeah.
Welcome to the Drastic Results with Toni Harris Taylor show. Today, we're going to talk about turning a hobby into a business. Many of you have a dream to be an entrepreneur. That's because we make it look easy. Let me just tell you, it ain't easy. Entrepreneurship is not for punks. It is not for the faint of heart, and it's the hardest thing you could volunteer for. And if you ask any entrepreneur, they'll tell you they love what they do. So today, our guest is going to tell her story of how she saw a need. She went to YouTube to figure out how to fill that need and has turned it into an international business and a brand that I personally love. So if you guys have hobby businesses, you know that side hustle, but that paycheck keeps coming and it keeps you from preventing you from moving forward with your dream. You need to listen up today because it takes drastic steps to take that hobby to a real business. There are resources that are available to you. There's opportunities that are available to you. And here's one tip that I want to give you. You got to set a deadline. You got to know what the end date for your job is going to be. And you've got to use that job and think of it as an investor in your business so that at the end, you're replacing the income. Now, I will tell you, you're not going to replace your income dollar for dollar. And if you're going to wait until that time, it's not going to happen. So at some point, you are going to have to pull the trigger and take the drastic step, take the leap, as Steve Harvey says, take the jump and get into the game. But there's some things you can do along the way. Do your research. Know your target audience. That is so important. Our guest today, she has a business that is underwear. Well, everybody needs underwear, right? But she has a target market. Everybody's not a target market. So know your target market. Know where to get help. Get help from resources. When I launched my business, I had to decide, did I want free resources or did I want to invest in resources? I chose to invest in coaching. I've been investing in coaching since 2003. You know why? Because when I bet on myself, opportunities come my way. And when I put money towards it, I put energy towards it. When something is free, you may or may not work. You got to know who you are. You got to know who you are. But free is a good start. We want to make sure that you have the right opportunities and the right resources. So today, we're all about seeing a need and filling it, turning that into a business, taking a hobby, turning that into a business. And I'm super excited to introduce you to my guest, CarrieRae Munson Shalansky, that she is an international entrepreneur, but it hasn't been easy. And I am just proud to say that all of us have the opportunity to take the drastic step to get drastic results. We'll be right back.
Drastic Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor.
Are you a busy business owner that feels invisible and you are not making the money you deserve? My name is Toni Harris Taylor with Drastic Results Coaching, I'm a leading marketing and sales coach who teaches service-based entrepreneurs how to magnetically attract their ideal clients to make more money now. If you are ready to get drastic results in your business, contact Toni at 713-387-9273. Remember, take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow.
Drastic Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor.
Hi, and thanks for joining us for the Drastic Results with Toni Harris Taylor show. And I am here with a very special guest, Miss CarrieRae Munson. And she has a new last name I haven't learned to pronounce yet, so I'll let her tell you what her new last name is. Yay for new last names. And Carrie and I met networking. And if you haven't noticed the running theme throughout this show, probably everybody on here I met networking. So Carrie and I met at an event that I was not even invited to. Last second, you ought to come to this event. And I showed up and I saw a beautiful woman across the crowded room, and I sashayed up to her, asked her about her business. She said, "Oh, I have this little international business." And we set a one-to-one and became friends, and we'll tell more about our story because I don't have this in my official title, but I am an underwear model as well. So welcome to our show, CarrieRae Munson.
Thank you, Toni. Thanks for having me.
And thanks for saying yes and showing up.
Of course.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
So did I tell the story the way, that's how I remember it?
That's how I remember it too.
You
Yep.
do too. Okay,
Yep.
Very good. We had a one-to-one at your office and we really bonded, and she has a beautiful business. Why don't you tell them about your business?
Sure. So Under Summers, I started 9.5 years ago and it came out of my own need for a product. I was working as a teacher. I had been a speech pathologist for 15 years. And I had recently moved from Boston. I'm from Minnesota, but I'd moved from Boston to hot and humid Houston. And the climate just was a huge shock for me. And I wanted something cool and comfortable to wear to work. And so the obvious solution would be to wear a dress or a skirt. However, I have a problem, a thigh chafing problem, that uncomfortable feeling when your thighs rub together. And 9 years ago, there was not any products on the market for that problem. There was shapewear.
Yes.
And I'm not a shapewear girl. I have a chronic pain disorder that causes pain called fibromyalgia, and I just can't do that. I don't need any more discomfort in my life.
Right.
So I wanted something comfortable. I wanted something that wasn't going to ride up my legs when I walked. And I wanted it to be girly and pretty. I didn't want to wear bike shorts or cut off nylons or yoga pants. I wanted something pretty and feminine, and there was nothing on the market. So my creative side took over, my solution-based side, and I learned how to sew and design my patterns via YouTube.
Okay.
And the first designs were terrible, so terrible, they would literally fall apart while I wore them. But eventually I was able to design a really functional and beautiful product, which I have a patent on, my lace shortlet. And I really quickly learned that I wasn't the only one with this problem.
Mm-hmm.
I have this memory of a neighbor coming over to my house, meeting me in my driveway and asking me for some. And I didn't have any spares,
Right.
so I literally took them off
Wow.
in my driveway and said, "Please wash them," and gave her my underwear. And that's kind of how it started.
Wow.
And then eventually I was making more, and then I had a team of women helping me sew in my garage. And slowly, after 9 years, we've moved into one commercial space, and then this year we moved into a much larger warehouse office space.
Congratulations on that.
Thank
Because
you.
I've been there, and you bought the building.
Yes, it
You
was a big
go,
deal.
girl. Yes,
really
I
big deal.
love that.
So not great timing with COVID, but that's all right.
All right, well, we'll talk about that in a second. So I remember that conversation about shapewear versus your product. And I was like, you mean to tell me it's not gonna suck my stomach in and make my back hurt? And you're like, nope. And it is, let me say this, it's the most comfortable underwear for women that you will ever wear. My daughter loves them. I bought them for my mom. I am a spokesperson for undersummers.com. In fact, I'll tell you, get this shot. I'm wearing them right now. So they are comfortable. And what I recently learned and heard is that a lot of women wear men's briefs for comfort, right? And now you have a solution. The fabric is, it's just wonderful. So I'm a big champion of your product. And what I love about the story is you saw a need and you went to YouTube and made it happen. And now tell us, you're in multi countries, right?
I sell all over the world. I do e-commerce through my website, and so we don't limit where we ship, so we ship all over the world.
I love it. I love it. She ships all over the world. I'm telling y'all, this is a wonderful gift. Gentlemen who are watching, hear me now. undersummers.com. We'll be right back with more CarrieRae Munson. And say the new name.
Shalansky.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't say it. Shalansky.
Drastic Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor.
If you are a business owner who needs more revenue but doesn't have the time or team to conduct sales activities, you need Unstoppable Sales Support. I'm Tish Time, CEO and founder of Unstoppable Sales Support. For over 10 years, I've helped teams to close more sales. Unstoppable Sales Support is your outsourced sales solution. Prospecting, follow-up, and we close sales. Done for you.
Have you ever thought about the true definition of success? Well, fortunately, there's no wrong answer. We all have our own ideas of what true success actually means. So don't let yourself get caught up in trying to live someone else's success story. I'm Mike Bush with JLA Realty, and I want to take just a moment to let you know what our idea of success actually means. It's helping to create successful, passionate, and driven agents, which give us satisfied clients. So if you're ready for us to help you write your own success story, go to joinjla.com and let's get to work.
Drastic Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor.
We're back with my friend CarrieRae and of undersummers.com. So CarrieRae, you have a fantastic story, and thanks for sharing how you had a vision. You had a problem. You saw the need and you went to YouTube, you designed your own patterns. It was a disaster. You kept on going, and now you have an international brand. But that couldn't have been easy. There had to have been challenges along the way. And now, this is the part where we talk about those obstacles that you faced and the drastic steps that you've taken. So when I say obstacles, what's the first challenge that comes to your mind?
I think the first, I like to go in chronological order. The first big obstacle was making the transition between being a teacher and working, and making Under Summers not a hobby, but a job. I made it my career. And that was a big obstacle because financially, I did it at a time where I had not been taking any income from Under Summers. I got divorced and decided that I was going to make this my income, which doesn't seem like it goes together, but I could see the future. I could see the way that Under Summers was growing, that I thought it would work, and sure enough, it did.
Okay.
So, but that was a big, drastic. It was a commitment I had to make, and it was very, very drastic for me, considering I'm very conservative financially, to make that leap. So that was a big one. The other one that's going on right now is the pandemic.
Yeah.
This is a huge obstacle. I've never in 9 years had a loss of sales over year over year. And for the first time ever, that's what I'm faced with. And I've lost employees. They've left me because they see what's happening. I've had to let go of contractors. I can't do what I want to do with the line this year because of it. But it's, with all of those obstacles, it's helping me see things more clearly.
Yes.
It's helping me to really streamline our finances for the business. Fluffy things are gone.
Yeah.
And I think that after this, Under Summers is only going to get better and stronger because of it. There's a lot of lessons to be learned when your company faces a crisis. This
Absolutely.
is a crisis, and it's been going on for 10 months now.
Yeah.
So even though it's a huge obstacle, I'm kind of grateful for it.
So you mentioned there's a lot of lessons to be learned. What big lesson stands out?
Man, there's so many lessons. I think that being a leader is one of the biggest lessons.
Okay.
Throughout COVID, one of the things that I think happened is that I led through this disaster, but I also didn't ease my employees' worries. And because it was written all over my face every day, the worries of what was going on.
Yeah.
And as much as I tried to not let that show or not share with them my concerns, it still showed.
Yes.
And I think in that lack of transparency, it caused them to be scared.
Yeah.
So I didn't really ease their fear. And so I think I need to be a little bit more transparent as a leader. And I think that's a big lesson I've learned throughout
But Kelly
this.
Clarkson said it best: what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and you become better. And now, and the wonderful thing is, you're still a vibrant business, and you're going to be a vibrant business, and you're going to overcome those obstacles and show up as the leader you know you need to be. But I didn't know you were such a drastic stepper. You really are leaving a teaching career, going full time in your business. That's drastic. Trust me, no benefits, all of that. So congratulations on making that happen. So what advice would you give a new entrepreneur?
I have a number of different pieces of advice that I would give them. One, take advantage of all the free resources. I did not know that there was so many free resources through the SBA, the SBDC, advisors, coaches. There is so much help out there.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Yeah.
And another piece of advice I would give a new entrepreneur is, we're always told to do a business plan, a strategic plan, and a lot of us don't do it. But it is the number one most critical thing that you can do for your business to help you actually execute that long-term plan. Because if you don't have it written down, you're not going to do it. A goal without a plan is just a dream. It's my favorite quote.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. That's good advice. Get you a strategic plan. It doesn't have to be a 30 page business plan, but it's got to have a plan, and I agree with you. When we come back, we're going to talk about how CarrieRae's business has been a blessing to her.
Drastic Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor. Toni Harris Taylor. Drastic.
Did you know that 76% of warm referrals actually close? Are you getting all the referrals that you want? My name is Toni Harris Taylor, and I am the community builder with Network in Action Northeast Houston. I bring business owners together to help them to build relationships to bring each other more leads. If you're interested in getting more leads for your business, contact me at nianortheasthouston.com.
Creating social media posts for your business can take so much time and energy. And yet with the pandemic, if you're not online posting, people think you're closed. Introducing Amy Social. Amy Social is the world's first AI app for small business that writes, designs, creates, and schedules every post for your entire month's social media calendar in seconds. Download it to your phone for free at getsocial.ai. That's getsocial.ai.
Drastic Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor.
Welcome back. CarrieRae, before we left, we started to talk about how your business has been a blessing to you. So tell me more about what you mean by that.
Well, I have always been one to serve. And as a teacher, obviously you serve your students and the other staff. And my product serves women who need thigh chafing solutions. And then Under Summer has, this year, with the move into the larger building, has allowed me to create a nonprofit with my husband. And our nonprofit is called FobRaiser, with an S, not a Z. And the mission of FobRaiser is to provide a community support structure for veterans suffering from PTSD, alcohol and drug addiction, and suicidal thoughts. There's an epidemic going on in our warrior community. 22 veterans a day die by suicide. And Joe Razor, who our nonprofit is named after, it was Jeff's best friend and close partner on the battlefield. And while Jeff was getting help for addiction and PTSD, Joe died by suicide. And so it's a constant reminder to us why we're doing this. But the great thing is that Under Summers has allowed us to have the space to do this. It's given me all the experience and practice to start a company and run a company. And so we went ahead and started it this year, even in the middle of a pandemic. And really it's the ideal time, because with all of the isolation, that's just is even more triggering for all of those challenges. So I feel so grateful that I have been given this opportunity to start Under Summers, grow Under Summers, learn from Under Summers, so that I can go on and do bigger and better things and serve the community with FobRaiser.
Wonderful. Well, we know that the veteran community they need your help. So thank you so much for setting that up. How can we help you with your project?
So, one, if you are a woman who needs thigh chafing solutions, I would like to think that we are the go-to place to save your thighs, protect your thighs. We have lots of colors and fun prints and different styles, so there is something there for you at undersummers.com. If you're not in need of that, we have some new products that are really to help this small business survive this epidemic, or this pandemic. So we have some pajama tops, pajama dresses, and some sweatshirts and other little things to kind of help bridge the gap for us this year. So I would appreciate that so much if you just check out our website and tell your friends. Word of mouth referrals are the best thing. And then, of course, if you know somebody in need, a veteran who needs help, or are a veteran who wants to help, we would love to have you join us at FobRaiser. FobRaiser meets in person in Conroe, Texas, and it also meets virtually.
Okay, good. Virtual solution as well. Excellent, excellent. So I am a proud supporter and endorser of undersummers.com. Go there, sign up for her email list. She always has specials, and I just love the product. One day we're going to be doing Toni's favorite things.
Awesome.
And somebody will care. Right now, nobody cares what Toni's favorite things are, but these are one of my favorite things. And here's the deal. I mentioned at the beginning, underwear model should be on my resume. My daughter and I had the opportunity to be a model for her product before COVID, right before
Right
COVID.
before COVID.
And it was the most fun ever. So you may see my photo in the email. I have longer hair that day. My sisters understand. I have longer hair that day. And, but we had the most fun ever. And it all started from showing up at a networking event. Last minute. Party crasher. I'm just saying. Y'all will hear a constant theme from me. Show up. So thank you again, CarrieRae. You're amazing. I just had to have you here on my inaugural season. And I'm here to support. And I look forward to when we can do another photo shoot.
Me too. Me too. Thank you.
Drastic Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor.
The most important thing that you have to share with your audience or your potential customer is your story. Other people have similar products, they may have similar services, but no one has your story. And when you share that story with clarity and confidence, that's going to lead to better connections, which leads to more conversions. My name is Star Babatune, and I help small business owners tell their stories for more connection and more conversion.
Drastic Results, yeah, with Toni Harris Taylor.
Welcome back. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank my special guest, CarrieRae Munson Shalansky with undersummers.com. Her story was incredible. She truly was a drastic stepper to leave the comfort of a secure teaching job to start her own business based on a need that she saw personally that she needed and turned her hobby into her business. Her story was truly, truly inspiring. I want to inspire you to do the same. Think about what you love. Will other people love it? Will they want to spend money for it? Maybe you have something in you that you are ready to birth and make it more than a hobby and turn it into your business. I want to encourage you to use those resources that CarrieRae mentioned. Get your strategic plan done. Go to SCORE.org. Go to SBA, Women's Business Enterprise Alliance. In your area, it may be called WeBank or the Women's Business Center. There's so many resources out there. And then when you're ready to invest in yourself, hire a coach, because accountability is key. And when the times get tough, like they've been for CarrieRae, you want to be able to take those drastic steps and keep going. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Drastic Results with Toni Harris Taylor. I'm Toni Harris Taylor saying take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow. See you soon.
Drastic